Hi, the day has come at last for the fairy collab that was organised by Mana from Dolls Rescued. And basically, there's a whole group of us. There's going to be so many people to look at. It's going to be amazing. Working on an AliExpress doll. She's the most amazing pink hair. Now, today we're going to sort of show everybody what we've been doing. Please like on the comments, because also Mana pointed out, I didn't know this, but you know when people put comments in, if you do a like on the other people's comments as well, it helps with sort of views and things like that. I don't understand the analytics as far as that's concerned, but apparently it helps. So please do that. That's something I'm going to keep doing from now on, because I didn't know that that was the case. So there's going to be a list of everybody for you to have a look at. I think I've got everybody. If I haven't, apologies, and I'll add to as it goes, but there is a list there, so I can put that on. So this is going to be my little girl. I'm trying to pick her up here because she's laid down, so it's a little bit difficult. And here is my little girl. So I'm going to go top down so you can have a proper look at her. In fact, if I hold her the other way, you can see, because obviously you know crochet is my thing. So she does have a crochet dress on and crochet accessories. So I'll talk you through what I did. Can't wait to see everybody else's. I'm just gonna have a quick look at my paper, check I've got everything. Have I got everything? I think so. So basically there's going to be a selection of face-ups, clothing, and I've seen some of the clips of some of them and they're going to be beautiful. Cannot wait. But as I said, don't forget to like, etc, etc, and you might find somebody you might like to subscribe to as well. So that's all good for all of us. It helps us all as YouTubers and doll collectors. It's just so nice how everybody gets together and does these things. So we're going to have a proper look at her. I learned a few things that I've not done before. It is only my second face up. Really pleased with it. And the eyes were a new thing for me. Also, it's been a total experiment. So we're going to have a look at her and let me know what you think. And I look forward to seeing everybody else's. Here she is, and I've named her Sprinkles. The reason being is she's a cupcake fairy, and I sort of really basically just took the ideas of cupcake colours, things like that. So if we look, she's got a little sort of headband there, and this is sort of to show like the cream on cupcake, something like that. So I thought that was quite cute. So that's just on I've just sort of little crochet bit. And the other bits I've cheated, I've glued them on. I don't normally do glue, but I seriously ran out of time for this. So, and it's just on a little hairband there. As we move down, as you can see, we have the fairy ears. Now these are just blue tacked on. I didn't want to take them any further because I might want to use them for something else. So that's why I did that. So I had pierced her ears, but I decided I didn't want them pierced, so I've actually just stuck these little beads on, which are the little sort of flat back beads that I've used for the other things. So I think it just looks like she's got little studs on. These dolls had extraordinarily long hair. I mean, really long hair, sort of almost past the feet hair. But I decided to cut it, which was an experience again. I'm really bad at cutting doll hair, so it's not 100% straight, but it's not bad. But it took a lot of doing, so that was a bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to come back to her face. I want to talk about the actual crochet and things like that. Now this is the little crochet dress that I made for her, which I'm really pleased with. It came from this yarn, and again it sort of reminded me of sprinkles and sort of pastels and cupcake colours, and a little bit of raspberry in there, things like that. So that is why I chose that. I mean, this wool is gorgeous. I can't even remember what it is. It was one that I bought off someone on Etsy. And it is sort of an artisan yarn, so it is gorgeous, a 4-ply yarn that. And this is what I came up with. Now we got some little beads. Now I did actually sew the beads on the dress. That was something that got sewn on, so I sewn on all these little, sort of try and make sort of a little bit petally. But I didn't want to go overly flowery because I didn't want flower fairy. I wanted cupcake fairy. So that was the little dress I made. You can see her wings from here. I hope you can see. I'll just fold one out so you can see it like this. Now the back is plain. It does have like a glitter to it, but it is plain, and it does look like, oh, let me just carefully lay it down there. The wings are going to come off if I don't do that. So this is just a glitter glue basically that's on the back, and this is the fabric I've used. You can see it's quite bendy. We call it sort of, I think it's angel hair. I might be called something else somewhere else. And again, it's just got quite a few layers of glue. Now this is the template I worked from. Now I wish I'd done it as one piece, because ultimately I did glue them together. Perhaps I should have just cut it out as one full piece, but I didn't. So then I had to, so that's why you've got a line here. So then I had to join them, etc., etc. But that was a bit of playing about with a bit of paper before I decided what I was doing. So as you can see, the glitter glue has sort of made it a little bit rubbery, which is quite nice because it's quite easy to work with. And again, lots and lots and lots. Absolutely love these flat back beads. These little pearls that I used. I could have sat there for hours. I could have covered the whole thing in them, but I thought that was a little bit over the top. So I didn't, but I just enjoyed it. It's quite therapeutic doing it. I do think the wings should have come out a little bit wider, but I am over the moon with them and really pleased. And I've actually just tied them on with a crisscross of ribbon on this one. Ideally, again, I couldn't find my hole punch. It's been a mad rush. I thought I'd got ages, then I forgot that there was only 28 days in this month, and it's just gone a bit mad. So I wanted to actually punch some holes so I could thread the actual ribbon through, but I think it works quite nice because it looks like it's part of a dress, doesn't it? Like a little crisscross, because the dress isn't. It's just like a sort of straight across the top, and I've got a little bead to fasten that, which you can't see because of the wings. Although I suppose I could take her wings off. Let's take her wings off, shall we? I'm going to do this carefully so it goes under her arms and it just crossed over the neck. And there we go, we have our wings off. You can sort of see the wings a little bit better now. And I said, this is just the ribbon that I decided. I just sort of threaded over like that. And then as you saw, it sort of went across her neck. And I think they work quite nice. And I say it makes it quite rubbery because of all the glitter glue. Now, I'm saying it's glitter glue. I couldn't actually get pure just glitter glue. So I bought clear PVA and really fine glitter, and I mixed it together. That's how I got mine like that. So we got into the back of her, didn't we? Now, so that's what I'm saying. I just made a little buttonhole and I sewed a little button on. I did actually put some detail on the back. This is the first time I have done this. So we have a little cupcake on the back, and again I added some of these little sort of flat back pearls, and SS is for Sarah Scales, that is me. Now, I had wanted to use these beads on here, but they would not thread through. So I've, again, just picked out those sort of colours, and we've added a little cupcake on the end. So I was really pleased with that. Now, we're going to go back to the face now, which I am super proud of. I'm sort of trying to hold it up. I've done one face up before. Let's sort of, can you see? I'll move it so we can see her eyebrows as well. So I even braved eyebrows, which are nightmare things. But because I've done it asymmetrical, you get away with a few mistakes. Now, these are essentially pencil. I like to work with pencil. I'm not very good with paints. I'm too clumsy with paints, whereas the watercolour pencils are easier to work with as far as I'm concerned. So I did all these. I'm just having a quick look on camera to see whether you can actually see all the face details. You can. So I did it all in pencil. Mr. Super Clear layers, obviously, a couple of times. Then I did more pencil to make it darker. And then these little tiny white dots are actually paint, but they are some paint that I acquired from my son. Thomas does a lot of Warhammer and things like that, and I hadn't got a nice white acrylic. So I acquired his paint for that and put on these little dots, which I think made it pop then. So again, really pleased. And then I added these on. Now I have had to stick these on a couple of times because I used PVA glue to stick them on and I had to leave them. But then I decided to put things together and then I knocked them off. So yeah, make sure it's all together before you start putting beads on, because that was a bit of a mistake. Now, as far as the eyes are concerned, now this was a brand new thing for me. I have painted eyelids, which I have, again, let me put our eyelids down. There we go. So glitter nail varnish, that's all that is. And I also added a little bit on these lashes. Now the eyes are not right because I took them apart, and when I came to put them back together, I couldn't do it. I had to take one of my other dolls apart to try and work out how the eyes went back in. I don't know, I just couldn't see how to do it. So that took me a while to sort. And I've put them back, but they're not right because these keep coming down. I don't know if there's something not tight enough at the back. Now, can you see the eyes? Oh, I really do hope, because I was so pleased with these. Again, bit of a cheats way of doing it though. The cupcake and tree design are actually, you know, like the you can get like little nail stickers. They come off like with water, and you can stick them on various things. It is those. Now, I bought some clear eye chips and stuck those on the back of it. So you can see we've got the picture. But then to get the effect in the back, because I'd never took eyes out before. Thank you, Mona, for the glue tip and that. It worked. I did it and I put it in the freezer like you said, and that made a difference. So I got the eyes out, but then I was like, then what? I didn't really want to paint the back of the chips because I thought that would be too much. So what I actually did is I filled the whole hole up where the eye chip pushes in, because it has like a little dint in it. If you've done them, you know that. But if you haven't, you wouldn't. And I basically filled them up with glitter glue. The same glitter glue as I used on this. Now, it took ages to dry, but it gave me a complete glittery under eye. So then when I put the glass ones on, I think it's worked. I don't know whether anyone else has done that before, but it was an experiment and it worked. Now I'll show you why the eyes aren't working. So I did that one. Love that one. That's my favourite eye. I left two of them the same. So I'm just going to very carefully. Can you see? I click it. Now I know her eyes have changed, but her eyelids aren't going back up. So help somebody. They were just the bog standard eyes that they came with. I quite like them. I did it again. I don't know. Is it this? Is it perhaps I've got too much of this on? I don't know. This was a second cupcake one I did. So it's just a single cupcake in the centre. Can you see that well? I hope so. And then instead of the glitter glue this time, I filled this secondary one up with the nail varnish that I use for the eyelids. And I just completely filled the whole well up with nail varnish. Did it in layers because it takes some drying. So I put a bit in, let it dry, put a bit in. You know what it's like when you put nail varnish on. That is what it's like. And that's how that one worked. I sort of found that one easier than I did the glue. The glue took so long to dry. It worked. Right. Last eye. Like I say, see, it's not popping up. Which is a bit annoying, so I might have to take her apart. The grey. I quite like the grey because I thought it sort of went with various colours. So that is quite nice. Let's take her back to my favourite. And then I'm having to do that, which is really annoying. And we're back to my sort of creepy, actually, cupcake eyes. But I think they worked. It's made me want to do more now. Not that I've really got time to do more, but it's made me want to sort of experiment. And I do like the way that I filled the sort of the eye wells up. That works for me. It's probably a completely wrong way of doing it, but it worked. So, as you can see, I've been saying about eyebrows. That's the first time I've done eyebrows because my other one was a gothy girl, so you could get away with anything with that. But I am quite pleased with them. But again, because I put the little dots on and then because I put them on, amazing what you can get away with a few bits of detail. So this is my fairy girl. I don't think there's really much more I can tell you about her. I am over the moon. I'm glad I cut her hair short because first of all I thought, oh, you know, fairies, long flowy hair, but I sort of quite like it in a bob. I think it works for her. Over the moon with the face. Mouth, that's one I've got to practice on, but at least I got a bit of blushing. It takes ages to blush them, doesn't it? That's something I've not really done before. You know, I put my Mr. Super Clear on, then I put the pastels on for the blushing. I'm like, it's not doing it. It's not showing. I need to go for a darker colour. Went for a darker colour. Got a little bit more there, so I was pleased with that. Then I thought, well, I better Mr. Super Clear because that looks okay. And then I added on. So yeah, I've certainly learned it's all about patience when you're doing a face up. It's not something I'm going to be doing, but I enjoyed doing it for the collab and I'd probably do it for another collab because I just like it where you can, as I say, very asymmetrical, so you can make it up a bit. Doesn't matter if it goes a bit wonky. You can say it's meant to be like that and things like that. So there we go. My fairy girl. Love the little dress. I'm going to be making, well, I think I'm not going to make them with this, so I might do. It does look quite nice with the pointy bits. But the actual dress design is something I'm going to be making because I've got 2 dolly conventions this year to have a stall at. So I'm going to be making a few little dresses, little Blythe dresses in this yarn because I absolutely love it. So I've just remembered, there was one thing I did comment on. She got bare feet, yeah? I did want to make her some shoes, and I was going to make her some shoes, and I'd started crocheting these little slippers, which I know would have fitted her, but I literally ran out of time. So I'm going to finish them separately, and I'm going to sew some little beads. I'm considering turning them into a boot, actually, with a turnover and then little hanging beads. I did one like that, sort of like an elf slipper before, so I might do it similar to that. But those are 2 little things finish off, but I really realized I was running out of time, big time, so I needed to get this done to get it up for the time. I know it's going on US 10 o'clock Central Time. So if I've worked this out right, it should be going up at 3 o'clock. I've got to double check the time before I actually put it on. But I just wanted to get it done, show everybody, and hope you enjoy it. Looking forward to seeing the others. Make sure you look at everybody else's as well, because I think it's going to be a total joy to watch them. Nice, relaxing, get yourself a cup of tea, get a couple of biscuits perhaps, and sit down and enjoy. And don't forget to like, comment and share if it's on all of them. If you want, you might find somebody you really want to watch. I will definitely appreciate your sort of shares, and I couldn't think of the word then, subscriptions. Oh, it's been a funny day. I'm going to be rushing about from now on as well. So I'm going to leave it at that because I'm just talking rubbish now. So I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now, and please enjoy.